This is Nerd Gold Online, and we are talking today about the ININvasion, or the invasion of ININ. First up is the Irem Collection Volume 1, featuring Image Fight. Now this game is very much for retro players that have either played the franchise before or are into the top-down point shooters. One of the things I really like about this is that there are 4 different speed options based on how you prefer to play and are more adaptive to your preferences there. But overall, it feels just like, what was it, 1944, 1948, whatever the classic game was called. Very similar graphics. Most of these titles in this collection were originally released on the old school Nintendo Entertainment System, or in arcades, or both. Now you don't get to see it here, but in the arcade version, the style is actually a little bit different in gameplay. It's actually more of a side-scrolling shooter, very similar to R-Type. And of the 3 game types for Image Run, that is definitely by far the best one. The controls are much more responsive, and graphics are much better, and overall, just a much more enjoyable experience. Next up is Ultracore. Now this is a side-scrolling run and gun, very similar to like Strider or Contra in gameplay. Now the biggest problem, and you'll see this here, is that the side-to-side scrolling as far as changing game is not very responsive. And I suspect that is very much how it was originally released as well. But I've never played this prior to this. But if you want to aim behind you, you actually have to stop shooting, point behind you, and start firing. Where when you're in the middle of firing, when the enemy goes behind you, that's not very conducive to a good battle. Next is Pocky and Rocky Reshrined. Now this one is a top-down or isometric kind of JRPG style game where you're essentially fighting ghosts, and graphics are some of the best in this collection of games. And overall, I actually found the game quite a bit of fun. A lot of patience and timing definitely goes into making these battles a lot easier, and basically, not getting greedy or not wanting to end the fight too quickly will keep you alive a lot longer. But overall, this one was probably my favorite from the whole set. Next is Panorama Cotton. Now, Panorama Cotton is a kind of three-dimensional shooter, kind of like Afterburner or Space Harrier, but clearly much older. With the gameplay style, makes me wonder if the guy who created Space Harrier might have had done some early work on this, or it might have been inspired by this game when he created those classics. I found this one to be actually a lot of fun. At some moments, it was a little hard to kind of figure out where you were shooting, because the position of your shots is not as easy to identify as it is in some of the other games. But overall, had fun, and definitely looking to play this one again at the very least, more so than some of the other titles. Up last for this set is Cotton 100%, and this is more of the R-type style side-scrolling flying shooter. And of the two Cotton games, Cotton 100% is probably the inferior of the two, but based on the graphics and gameplay, I suspect that this was the precursor to Panorama Cotton. There is one more title in the ININvasion for Xbox that we'll be doing in a separate video. But out of these, I think the standouts were definitely Pocky Rocky Reshrined and Irem Collection. Overall, those were definitely my favorites. But let us know what you think.